welcome. What, is it taking too long? Yeah, are you anxious? Okay, get on with it already. So for the people who were not already aware or failed to read the programming we have, maybe, I don't know, maybe you need to be reminded. In a moment, once more, this stage will be lit up with somebody who was in so many movies that we almost forget we saw. I just reminded that he was in Pecker. And then suddenly I also thought, the most times I saw this actor was not even in a movie, it was in a video by Aerosmith. So he's been all over the place. Even though most of us know him because he fought with robots. He has such a legacy with him, and I'm sure he has amazing tales to tell. And to answer all of your questions, give him all of your love. This is Edward Furlong!
Thanks, you guys. It's good to see you. Awesome.
It's sunny now.
Yeah, but it's so much cooler. I was telling you that.
Than the other side.
It's hot. It's like a greenhouse in there. So yeah, it's hot.
And the architecture here is also so much better.
I like this. I know. It's like it's an old train station, I guess. That's awesome. That's awesome. And I kind of want to geek out and kind of like lots of colorful things there. I want to like look at.
It's crazy what I mean, there's food, there's tattoos, there's everything.
Yeah.
I'm happy I did not bring all of my money.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing they have a lot of questions. And they should be answered. And we'll see how many of the answers you remember still.
Okay.
As I wouldn't be able to remember anything if I'd been in movies and television and then video clips.
Yeah, I can barely remember.
We'll
Yesterday,
try.
much less.
Yes. We'll just invent something. That's fine as well.
Okay.
Great. I'll jump down. Whee! That's my little stunt. And if you have questions, si vous avez des questions, simplement levez la main. And here we go. Of course, with a t-shirt like that. Here we go.
My question is not about Terminator, but it's about Brainscan. Team writer Smith said that when his character came out of television and your character saw him for the first time, he said that it was actually the first time you saw him in full wardrobe. Do you remember what that was like?
Fuck, I don't remember.
Next question.
I don't remember, but I do remember kind of seeing his, and I just thought it was such a badass. I mean, the whole makeup thing and the costume and the way he played that. Like, I thought it was like really cool. Like he said, he was really inspired by like Mick Jagger and shit. I don't know. Like, it was a really cool character. And before I did the movie. That was like, you never know. So I was like, like in the script, it's like the trickster. I'm like, oh my God, what's this gonna be? But it ended up being really awesome. So yeah, it's cool.
Brainscan. Let's another one to rewatch.
Yeah.
Once more. Yep, there.
Hi. So I've seen a picture of you having dinner with Robert Patrick. So. You guys, I think you see each other at Comic-Cons a lot, I don't know, but what do you actually talk about?
What do we actually talk about? God, dude. Not Terminator, usually. Just anything, man. Robert has, it's funny actually, LA is a huge, huge city. And several years after we shot Terminator, I was driving up to my house and I see Robert outside. I hadn't talked to him in years, but he's outside my house smoking a cigar. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing in my house, man? And he's like, I just bought the house next door. So he literally bought a house next door, didn't even know, and so Robert's been part of my life for a very long time. I consider him a wonderful friend, mentor, and I love Rob. I love Robert. He's a great person, and I always enjoy his company. So, whatever. whatever's on the minds, you know.
Donc, monsieur avait vu une photo où Edward et Robert Patrick étaient en train de manger ensemble et il s'est demandé de quoi est-ce que vous vous parlez en ce moment-là. Pas de Terminator en tout cas, un peu de tout. En fait, ce qui s'est passé, c'est qu'il n'avait plus vu Robert Patrick après Terminator depuis des années. Los Angeles, c'est une ville très grande, mais il était en route vers lui-même, vers sa maison. Et quand il arrive là, il voyait tout près de sa maison Robert Patrick en train de fumer une cigarette. Il disait, qu'est-ce que tu fais ici? Ben, j'habite ici. Il avait acheté la maison juste à côté, donc ils se revoient assez souvent, ils parlent un peu de tout. Robert Patrick a toujours été un bon ami, comme un mentor, non pas un mentor, comme un mentor. See, sometimes I need mentor is mentor, because if I say mentor, it means liar, and it's mentor and mentor. Oh, I'll write a book about that one day.
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference. It's such a small vowel.
Yeah.
Un grand mentor dans toute sa vie, jusqu'à aujourd'hui. Donc, de quoi est-ce qu'il parlait? Truc, machin.
Hello again.
Hi.
Is there anyone you never played with and you really would like to play with in a movie?
Oh, is there anyone that I would like to work with?
Yeah.
That you haven't worked with yet?
That I haven't worked with yet. Let's see. I've been really lucky because I've gotten to work with a lot of wonderful people. But I mean, there's so many. There's so many people. God, you know.
Somebody putting you on the spot like this.
Yeah. Shit. Maybe Leonardo DiCaprio, something like that. That would be nice.
That would be fun.
Fuck, there's a whole bunch of people, man. I'd like to work in general, honestly. So.
It doesn't matter, just as long as you can do good work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Donc avec qui aimerait-il bien travailler encore? C'est très dur à dire. Leonardo DiCaprio. Mais il aime travailler en général, donc. Voilà. But let's stick to Leo. For now. And then if later on in a few minutes we go, no, still, we change it up. Anyone? Yes.
Hi. I regard American History X as a great movie, and I wonder when did you, without spoiling the end, did you know your end, and what your thoughts about it as your character developed so much throughout the movie and to end like it did?
Yeah. Well, I knew about the end when I read the script, you know. Yeah, it was, I thought that was pretty much the only way the movie could end, you know, like, you know, I really believed in it at the time because, you know, it sent that message in a very powerful way, and I was a little worried about, like, before it came out, I was like, I hope people get it, you know, because the first half of the movie is a little rough to make it through, but, you know, that was the only way you were going to get that message across, you know, and I was so glad when it came out that people actually gravitated towards it, they loved it, you know. Yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Il avait ses doutes un peu sur American History X, si les gens allaient comprendre le film. Comme c'est très dur, la première moitié est assez dur. Mais il est heureux qu'en fin de compte, les gens comprenaient très bien quel était le message, et dans ce sens-là, la fin comme ça se termine avec le personnage dans le film, c'est très logique et c'est très juste pour faire que le message du film soit juste et compris par tout le monde. Sometimes I don't know where my sentences go. I just try to latch on about the words that you give.
Me too, it's okay.
I saw another interview with you recently, and I learned from you something that I did not know, is that your first movie was Terminator 2, and you didn't really audition per se, but somebody discovered you, picked you up. You were it's like almost like the American Dream style scenario. So I was just walking here being young, and somebody says, hey, you should be in the movies?
No, it was kind of like, you know, I mean, it was crazy, but a casting director named Mally Finn came up to me. I was at a place where, like, you know, kids hang out after school and stuff, and she asked me if I wanted to try out for the movie. I did audition, and it was a lot. I went up against like 400 other kids, and it was a grueling audition. And you know, I would get written off the list, written back on the list, and man, it just, I don't know what happened. You know, it's like it just became a thing. I don't know if I manifested it or what, you know, but I'll never forget the day that Jim Cameron came outside and told me, like, you know, it was after the audition. And what's funny is I remember leaving the audition and being like, God, that sucked. And I walked out, and then he came up and he said, I just want to tell you, you got the movie. So I was like, what? Yeah, I didn't even know how to react, you know. So.
Did you know at that time that you were going to meet Arnold?
Well, once I got the movie, I knew I would meet Arnold and all of that. Yeah.
Donc, il a été découvert simplement dans un club où les jeunes traînent un peu. Et quelqu'un qui fait le casting lui a vu et lui a dit, j'aimerais bien que tu fasses des auditions. Il a fait des auditions pour Terminator 2. Il y avait comme 400 autres personnes qui aussi ont fait l'audition. Et c'était pas du tout clair qu'il allait recevoir le rôle. C'était un peu, il était sur la liste et puis enlevé de la liste et remis dessus. Donc c'était un peu up and down. Jusqu'à ce que James Cameron lui a dit non, c'est toi qui auras le rôle. Et à ce point-là, on lui a dit aussi qu'il allait rencontrer Arnold. Il ne savait pas encore auparavant. Something along those lines. Then afterwards, I think there's many people here who know many languages, and then they correct me. That's a good thing.
Nice.
Sometimes I learn new words like mentor.
Yeah.
Which I did not know.
What does it mean?
Mentor.
Mentor? Oh, mentor.
That's not mentor. Right,
Yeah.
It's mentor.
Yeah.
And it's what I said. And it's mentor instead of mentor. It means liar. So it's like.
Yeah.
It's like this. Well, books, psychology lessons and everything. Here we go. Another question.
Now the young actors, they have all like a mentor to keep their feelings good. And Connor has a lot of emotions in Terminator. Mm-hmm. You go up and down with your emotions. Was there somewhere behind the scenes that support you with that?
You know, I think a big reason why I got the movie is when they first started casting the movie, and I went in for the audition. Mally Finn, the casting director, did a really good job of explaining that this was a really healthy way to get your emotions out. And I found it very therapeutic to act. And it felt really good. So on a very deep level, I really enjoyed it. And it let me sort of express emotions that I normally wouldn't, but it gave me the excuse, I guess, or whatever, to be able to do that. And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. And that's stuck with me ever since.
Donc le directeur casting lui a aidé beaucoup à développer comment il peut exprimer ses émotions sur scène dans le cinéma, des émotions qu'il ne montrerait normalement pas du tout. Donc dans ce sens-là, de jouer dans un film, c'est aussi presque thérapeutique pour lui, comme une thérapie, oui, voilà, thérapeutique. See, that's, you know when I'm trying to find a word here. Mais ça lui a aidé, en fait, dans toute sa vie, de pouvoir jouer et de découvrir comment exprimer ses émotions de différentes façons. Comme il a appris sur scène chez T2. Here we go, hoppity hop. Hello.
Hello, it's nice to have you here in the Comic-Con Brussels.
Oh, thank you.
I got a question. Do you still have some artifacts or some original items from movie that you could have kept, for example, from Terminator 2 or American History X that you could keep for yourself?
Man, I am not the most, you know, it's funny because when I do a movie, by the time I'm done with the movie, I'm done because we worked so hard and I'm just like, ugh, you know, I don't want to keep anything from the movie, you know what I mean? And I never know exactly which one's going to be big, and honestly, I wouldn't know what I would keep from American History X. Like, I don't want like swastikas and stuff. I don't know what I would do. But after Terminator, Jim gave me the bike from Terminator, and I had that forever. I sold it eventually, but yeah, he gave me that. So I mean, that's one of the things. I don't really hold on. I'm not very nostalgic with things like that. I'm just not. I'm a minimalist, you know.
Donc il n'a pas vraiment gardé des objets, des films sur lesquels il a travaillé. En général, s'il a travaillé sur un film, dès que c'est fini, il est heureux, it's over, c'est fini, ça suffit maintenant. Donc il n'a jamais pensé d'amener quelque chose, par exemple d'American History X, il ne saurait même pas qu'est-ce qu'il devrait amener, il n'a pas envie d'amener des swastikas dans sa maison. Mais au bout de Terminator, James Cameron lui a donné le vélo qu'il a eu durant assez de temps avant qu'il a vendu. Mais sinon, il est minimaliste, il n'a pas besoin de trop d'objets de son boulot dans sa vie. And then we go, oh, I have to walk around. It's the long way round. It's the long way round. Here we are.
Hi, Edward. I just wanted to know if you watched any of the new Terminators and what is your take, if you have one, about where they're taking the story now.
No, I haven't watched any of the Terminators since the one I did. Though, you know, like, I mean, I was a little upset. I was supposed to do Terminator 3 due to my own craziness and drug use back in the day. I kind of messed that up on my own. So that was always a sore spot for me. You know, I believe that it couldn't have been taken over by anybody better than Nick Stahl. I love Nick Stahl. He's a great guy and a great actor. No, I haven't really watched the rest of them. No. Yeah.
Donc il n'a pas vraiment vu d'autres films Terminator depuis le film dont il était dedans. Le troisième, il allait jouer dedans. Mais dû à ses problèmes de drogue à ce temps-là, il n'a pas eu le rôle. C'est un grand dommage dans sa vie. Mais il trouve que Nick Stahl a très très bien joué le rôle, mais sinon il n'a pas vu d'autres films ni séries Terminator, donc il n'a pas d'opinion au sujet.
Hello?
Hi.
1 year after Terminator 2, you turn in a horror movie Pet Sematary 2. It's not hard to pass in horror movie. And what's your moment in this movie?
Donc si... Okay, so you were in Pet Sematary 1 year after T2. Was it hard to play in a horror movie because it has horror? And what was your favorite moment of being in Pet Sematary 2?
Okay, so...
Yeah, just one and all the rest we throw away.
The horror is, no, I mean, it's actually fun. And, you know, it's you know, with the dog and they put the whole, like, fake wound on it. It's kind of hilarious when you're doing it and it's, you know, whatever. It's so fake. It's all just, you know, basically maple syrup and red food coloring, you know. My favorite moment is like meeting this cute little girl and like going making out with her behind the fucking trailers, I guess. It's a little, you know, that's the shit that sticks with me. I don't give a fuck about anything else. Just the chicks. That's that's the only thing I care about, honestly. Yeah.
Donc, c'est pas dur du tout de faire le film de Pet Sematary 2, un an après Terminator 2. C'est plutôt marrant, c'est un peu bizarre, il y a tout le faux sang, les maquillages, les effets. Donc c'est plutôt drôle, plutôt comique. Et son moment préféré, c'est qu'il... I don't know making out in French, actually. Il a donné des bisous. Oui, c'est ça? Embrasser, c'est ça le mot. Embrasser la fille. En général, c'est ça. Embrasser les filles, c'est ça ce qui se rappelle.
Hi. So they tested you with Arnold Schwarzenegger. When they made the fest footage, they saw you were like what, intimidated because it was Schwarzenegger. How, as a kid, did you overcome being intimidated by Arnold Schwarzenegger?
By the time we were shooting, I wasn't intimidated by him. I remember meeting him the first time, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is bigger than life. I'd never really met any celebrities at that point. And then I got over it real quick. You know, it's just like we're all people, you know, and it really wears off. Trust me, anybody that knows me, it wears off quick. But I would go over to Arnold's house and we'd hang out, have dinner together and stuff like that, so we could kind of get to know each other before the movie started. And yeah, I just remember like playing with his dogs, and you know, I mean, it's cool at first, but then you're just like, nah, you know.
Yeah, Arnold.
Yeah, and then later by the end of the movie, you're like, fuck you, Arnold, yeah. You know?
I'm tired, go away.
I'm tired.
I don't want to do another take. Because it's James, I guess he does many takes.
Yeah, James does a lot of takes. You know what though, I feel I had such a wonderful time on that movie. Like, I really did, and Jim Cameron was so awesome to work with, and
Well, it's almost like an exception because of many of his other movies. You hear these almost horrific tales of how tough it was and how hard it was, and somebody almost died, and it was almost impossible to make the movie, like The Abyss, for example.
Right.
And then next to that, T2 was much more relaxed. Well, it's still a big production.
Yeah, it was a big production. I mean, the things I heard about The Abyss, it was exceptionally, because they were underwater and stuff, but you know, from what I saw and all the people that were working, I mean, everybody really loved it. And when you're working on a big movie like that, and you're getting paid that kind of money, there's a lot riding on that. So I think anybody that goes to it knows that you have to be on top of your game, because there's a lot of stuff riding on this, and
on
time
top
is
of
money.
being on top.
Yeah, so it's like, of course, you're expected to do your best, you know, and that's understandable. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was, yes? No? No, it was somebody else. Oh, you want to ask a question? Non. Donc, en rencontrant Arnold, d'abord, la première fois qu'on lui rencontre, bien sûr, c'est en star, c'est la première fois qu'il rencontrait quelqu'un si connu, si célèbre, mais ça se passe très vite, assez vite, ça devient simplement, bon, c'est Arnold. Il est passé beaucoup chez Arnold Schwarzenegger à la maison, simplement de manger ensemble, apprendre à se connaître, jouer avec les chiens, donc c'est assez vite. C'est juste quelqu'un avec qui on travaille, qui l'on travaille. Et probablement vers la fin du film, c'est oh Arnold, stop being you. Let's get this over with. Des choses pareilles. Et moi j'ai demandé, comme il y a assez d'histoires horrifiques sur les productions de James Cameron, comme sur de l'Abyss. C'est parce qu'il était sous l'eau, mais en général, si on fait une production si grande avec autant d'argent, il y a toujours beaucoup de stress chez tout le monde est payé assez bien, donc tout le monde sait on doit faire le meilleur que l'on peut pour que ce soit un grand succès, parce que c'est un grand projet. That's how it goes with James. Yeah.
But just to be straight, I never said fuck you, Arnold. That was
No. Okay. Il n'a jamais dit fuck you, Arnold. He said, but you were a bit tired. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
He's there again. Here we go.
Hello. So the casting director came and picked you from the place where people hang out, kids mostly. But before then, what did you want to do with your life? I mean, what was your dreams?
What's crazy is my dreams were to be in movies.
Ooh.
And again, like, I don't know how that happened, but I mean, it's like, yeah, like I have a little junior high, like, yearbook thing where, like, all my friends were writing good luck in acting, you know, and all this stuff, and there was no, I had no connection. I don't know how that happened, you know, because I loved movies. I would spend the summers usually, like, going with my friends. We'd sneak into the movie theaters and watch, like, all the movies, and, you know, so I was like a huge, I still love movies, you know, so yeah, it's weird how that happened.
What was your favorite movie back then?
My favorite movie back then?
Around the time that they discovered you.
Oh man, I loved Star Wars, man. I loved Star Wars. Especially, now it's Empire Strikes Back, but then it was Return of the Jedi. Like, I fucking loved Return of the Jedi. I loved the Indiana Jones movies. I loved Aliens. I really loved Aliens. Let's see. God, dude, I don't know. Yeah, like, I was really into those 80s, like, action movies. You know, Die Hard, all that stuff. You know.
Donc avant qu'il ait été découvert, il voulait être déjà dans les films, il voulait jouer au cinéma, dans les films. Sometimes I really lose myself. Avec ses amis, en général, il allait toujours dans les cinémas, probablement sans payer, without paying. You were sneaking in, so you weren't paying for the movies.
Yeah, I was sneaking in.
Ouais, donc il ne payait pas avec ses amis et il regardait tous les films qu'il y avait dans ce temps-là, les années 80, il regardait un peu tout. Piège de cristal, which is the name for Die Hard, I don't know why. French, Aliens 2, Star Wars. Maintenant, il dirait que l'Empire en contre-attaque, c'est son préféré, mais à ce temps-là, c'était le Retour des Jedi, qui était clairement son film favori de tous les films Star Wars. Yes!
Sorry, I'm like giving such long.
No. I was just concentrating on the fact that in French, at the time, more than today, they have different titles.
Oh yeah.
And on these famous ones like Die Hard, I know them, but
yeah,
not always. I think I'm pretty happy with myself. Yeah, you should be happy with yourselves too. Question? You had a question? There's a question? Where? You're just pointing. Oh, where?
Over there.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
So I was in the sunshine. Here we go. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering what your favorite bands are.
My favorite bands. You know what? That's so hard to say. I mean, the most, like, influential shit, like, when I was a teenager, I just remember being, like, 15, 16 and, like, dropping acid and, like, listening to Black Sabbath and The Doors. I mean, now I've been listening to, I don't know if you've heard of the Toadies. They're a great band. I've been listening, they're an older band. I love listening to, like, Tool. I like the latest Tool album. Shit, I like a bunch of shit, man. And my favorite band is always, like, whatever I'm into at that moment. You know what I mean? And then I kind of cycle through it, you know, a lot. But I would say the most influential were definitely, like, The Doors and Black Sabbath and stuff like that, you know.
Donc ses groupes préférés, Black Sabbath, The Doors, c'est bien, it's nice, c'est bien. Those names remain the same, they didn't translate them. So The Doors, quand il était adolescent, pour le moment il y a Tool qu'il aime bien, The Toadies, si vous le connaissez, dernier album de Tool, mais c'est un peu ça, il y a des cycles. Chaque fois il a un nouveau groupe préféré qu'il aime bien à écouter. So Tool, the latest album, is the one you would recommend. And
yeah, it's great.
And Toadies.
Toadies, Rubberneck.
Rubberneck.
Toadies, yeah, it's really good.
Rubberneck, but the Toadies.
I've been listening, Rage Against the Machine. Fucking love Rage. And then the same producer did Rage Against the Machine, produces this band called Run the Jewels, which is like a hip hop
Run
band.
the Jewels.
They're really good, yeah.
So much music out there.
Yeah.
Did you do an album?
Yes.
Should we look it up?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. Yeah.
We will anyway.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering how it was like to play such an iconic character as a crow.
As a what?
The crow.
Oh, as the crow.
Yeah.
You know, it was really hard because I got really method and I was like running around chasing crows all over the city, and I like tried to live up in a tree. No, I'm joking. This is a joke.
No, it wasn't, but it's okay.
Yeah, and when I did Pet Sematary, I like killed my dog. Buried. No, I'm just joking. It was fun. It was fun. You know what? It was a lot of hard work because we were shooting it in a short span of time, and it was just long days. I loved working with David Boreanaz. You know, that was great. We did a lot of the movie together, and it was fun. It was fun. Yeah. It's kind of crazy, like when you have like a fucking. I'm sorry. I'm such a bad. But you know, and when you're like trying to not react to a big crow landing on your shoulder, that's harder to do than it looks. You know,
it's
like,
still an animal.
Yeah, it's still an animal, and it's like coming at you, like, you know, but yeah, it was fun.
Voilà, donc il a beaucoup aimé. Il a aussi dit qu'à ce temps-là, il faisait de acting méthode, donc il se retrouvait à chasser des corbeaux partout. C'était un mensonge. Et il n'a pas tué des chiens non plus pendant Pet Sematary pour se mettre dans ce rôle non plus. Mais c'était très amusant. Surtout, c'est très dur de réagir comme il n'y a rien qui se passe quand il y a un grand corbeau qui se met sur l'épaule. L'épaule, c'est ça, hein? Non? L'épaule. Ça s'appelle comment? Non? Le coude. Coude, épaule. Ok. Épaule. Mais c'est très dur quand il y a un corbeau. Tu dois jouer comme s'il y a rien. C'était très dur à travailler, il y avait très peu de journées, mais c'était amusant. I forgot about the crow. Is there anything that you haven't been in? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Also, I had this realization. I told them when I came on that I probably saw you the most, not even in movies, but in the Aerosmith video, which aired constantly on MTV.
Oh, it was huge on there. Yeah. That was great. Another huge formative band was Aerosmith. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I was lucky. My parents, when I was a kid, played a lot of like Led Zeppelin and Aerosmith and all that. So I grew up with good music. So yeah, it was pretty amazing. When you meet, oh my God, like when you meet, that's the thing. I don't care about actors, but when I meet a musician, like when I met, like, say the guys from Metallica, I turned into this like shy little girl, because to me these guys are like superheroes. I mean, music's been a huge part of my life, so whenever I get to meet any, like, you know, rock stars, I'm like, it's crazy. Yeah, I love it.
They're actual stars.
Yeah, they're stars. They're stars.
Voilà. Donc il n'est pas trop impressionné par des autres acteurs, mais quand il rencontre des stars du rock, comme il a rencontré Metallica aussi, il devient tout petit, comme un petit enfant fan du groupe. C'est la musique qui lui a guidé durant toute sa vie. Well, I think they know a lot now.
Oh yeah?
I think so, because there's no more questions. They seem, there's 2 questions. Let's do 2 more then.
Okay.
It's kind of a double header, but in Pet Sematary 2 and Brainscan, you both had, in both those movies, you had a really eccentric co-star, Uncle Gus in Pet Sematary 2. Do you remember if there were any times where you just couldn't act it because you had to laugh so hard because of their performances?
You mean like so Clancy Brown?
Yeah, Clancy Brown's Uncle Gus and Trickster T. Ryder Smith.
Oh, T. Ryder Smith.
So eccentric, so crazy.
You know, not really. Like, you're just there to work, and you're so like rehearsed at that point that it's like you kind of know what to do. There have been plenty of times on a movie though where, for whatever reason, and it's always some dumb shit, I don't even know, but like me and like another actor just start laughing and then we cannot stop laughing. And it just pisses people off and we're trying so hard and you know, it just happens sometimes, but yeah.
For instance, the dinner table in Pet Sematary 2, where Clancy Brown was dropping all the food from his mouth, stuff like that.
Yeah, you know what? I remember shooting that, and that was the first time that I had to act laughing, and it was really hard. Like I remember just being like, I don't know how to do this, like that, you know. So it's a learning experience, you know, like learning how to. It's weird, man, you know, because I mean, you're doing it the whole time, so it's in different cuts and it takes all day, so it looks a lot funnier than it is when you're doing it, you know. You know what made me laugh more than anything? Is working with fucking Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. Wow. When I worked with them, those guys, in the middle of the scene, I mean, I remember working with Jack Lemmon and he just kept making me crack up. I could not stop laughing. Both of them were just making me laugh throughout the whole movie that I did with them. It's a movie called The Grass Harp. And I think they're like both the funniest actors I've ever worked with, man. Like seriously, like, you know, and I was a teenager, like I was like, but these guys were hilarious, you know.
Donc, en général, il n'y a pas trop de fou rire, mais ça se passe aussi. Beaucoup de scènes sont coupées, bien sûr, la caméra se bouge, donc peut-être que dans la scène, quand on regarde, on pense que ça doit être très comique, mais en réalité, c'est pas nécessairement comme ça. Il a vraiment dû rire pourtant pendant The Grass Harp, avec Jack Lemmon et Walter Matthau, qui sont si marrants qu'il avait très dur de garder son sérieux, parce qu'il faisait des blagues constamment, ces deux hommes-là. Il était encore jeune à ce temps-là, mais c'était vraiment, ce sont des grands stars d'une comédie.
Yeah.
And then the final question.
Were you able to meet with the members of Tool? And if not, what would you ask them? What would you talk to about?
No, I haven't been able to meet the members of Tool. And honestly, I would have no idea and I'd be too nervous to say. I swear to God, it's really bad. Like when I met Metallica, like years ago, I was shooting their music video, and they all invited me into their trailer, and I'm just hanging out, and I'm like, this is cool, you know, and it's like almost like a Wayne's World moment, you know, like where I'm like, oh, I'm not worthy, and I'm with my girlfriend at the time, and they're like, hey, you know what, let's, after we're done, let's go have some beers, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm okay. I actually have, it's busy, really busy. I'm really busy. And we left their trailer. My girlfriend looks at me, she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You could have gone beers.
Yeah, with Metallica. And I was like, I broke. I'm too shy. I don't know. Like, it was just like, yeah, and I'm not like that with anybody else, but it was freaking Metallica. Like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna, like, I don't know.
Ask them about their favorite pets.
Yeah. So I know, I turned into a totally different person with, like, really awesome rock stars. You know?
Well, different person, but I'm sure as great and happy and as informative as you are now, you probably have always been, and we're so happy to see you here today.
Thank you so
such
much.
strength, so great tales. Thank you very much, Edward Furlong!
Thanks, you guys.